Many programmers today go into web. And what is the main web development framework in Python? Of course it's Django. And today I'll tell you 5 reasons why you should use Django instead of any other framework in Python. And I'll tell you where or when it's perfectly to use Django. So let's start. The first and the obvious point is simplicity of Django. Not simplicity in terms of what it can do, but simplicity in terms of what you need to know to start using Django. So you need to know Python, HTTP protocols, HTML, CSS and JS to create really cool apps in Django Python. And the framework itself does not require very big knowledge because everything is well documented. There are lots of tutorials and books about Django and you can easily learn it as a beginner. And of course it's similar to other framework. For example, if you know PHP Laravel, you can easily learn Django Python because they are pretty similar to each other. The next thing why you should use Django is a variety of pre-built methods, classes and objects in Django. So for example, when you create your project in PyCharm, you already have admin panel, user identification system and so on. So you don't need to create user identification and user models every single time. And of course Django has its own ORM. So ORM is object relation mapping, so you translate SQL table from a database to an object in Python. And it's really easy to interact with your objects in Django. The next thing which Django has is pre-built functions, as I said. So if you want to get object or return 404 HTTP error, you can do it with getObject or 404. So for example, if you want to check is your request AJAX or is your request secure, you can use request.isAJAX or request.isSecure. And you don't need to create a bicycle to interact with your objects, to create requests and so on. So Django allows you to create what you want, not to create a bicycle. The third point is the security of Django. So Django is a very secure framework and when you write code on it, you don't need to worry about CSRF attacks, XSS attacks, cookie stealing and so on. But when you create your first PHP app, for example, PHP does not give you pre-built functions for your security. For example, if you want to deny all the CSRF attacks in Django, you just need to put CSRF protect or CSRF token in your form. Django will not allow your form to be sent without your CSRF code, and I think that's pretty cool. Or let's talk about XSS attacks. So XSS attacks are not allowed in Django at all. So if you even don't know about XSS attacks, hackers won't be able to ruin your application because Django manages it all itself, and that's pretty cool. So the next point is the Django community, and I'll actually merge community and libraries into one reason. So Django has a very widespread community. Developers from Google, Reddit and Instagram come together to develop in Django. And when we talk about community, it creates lots of guides, tutorials, forums about Django. And of course it creates libraries. And libraries is a very important thing in Django. So for example, if you want your user to be notified when friend request is sent, you can use notifications module from PyPI, Python package index. And if you want to look for any issue or problem with your code in Django, you can use special module, I forgot its name, but it's really useful. And if you want to see the history of your object, for example, when you added photo for users, when you added friends and so on, you can use another module. And Django itself has millions of modules which will help you to develop your app with things that was written for you. So again, Django allows you to write your own code, not to write or create a bicycle. The next reason is a high load management. So Django is able to serve very big amounts of data very quickly, and from my point of view that makes him the best framework for Python web development. Life example, when YouTube was firstly created, it used PHP, but as community rapidly growed up or increased, YouTube needed to serve big amounts of data very quickly. And now they use Django to do that job. So Django is a very good framework when it comes to very big or high-loaded apps in web. And again, you don't need to create a system where every byte counts. Django does it for you, and you just need to write very good code. But as I said, with some modules, you can check your code if it's good or not. So Django allows you to create high-loaded, secure and fast apps. And you don't need to create everything in an app. You just need to write the main things of your code, and Django will manage every vulnerability or every issue for you. And of course, there are lots of modules which will help you in that purpose. And from my point of view, Django is the best web framework for Python and the best web framework on the earth by 2020. So if you want to learn Django, I'll have a link in the description which leads to djangoproject.com, an official documentation for Django Python, which is very well written and explains you there every concept and every function in Django. And that can be another plus for Django Web Framework. Good luck!